Hey maths fans, we're looking at finding the midpoint between 2 points in a coordinate plane. So here we've got two coordinates. We've got the coordinate 1, -3 is A, and 6, 7 is B. We want to know halfway along that line, the midpoint. Well, we could sort of use a ruler and work out halfway. You might sort of be able to say it's somewhere in here, isn't it? But we want to use a technique that's going to tell us that every time using a bit of maths. Well, if we consider going along like this and going up like this as the way we travel from A to B, well, basically I want to go halfway along and halfway up. And I can do that by just measuring each of these distances. And so that is 5, and this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I could count the units here. Half of 5 is 2.5, and then halfway up, that's going to be 5. So I go along 2.5 and then up 5. There's my midpoint. But we can formalize that, because what I'm doing basically is finding halfway between the x coordinates and then halfway between the y coordinates. And a way we can find halfway between two x coordinates is to add them together, add the two x coordinates together, and then half it. So here, if I add 1 and 6 together, I get 7. Half of that is 3.5. And you'll see that this coordinate is at 3.5 on the x-axis, and on the y-axis, we're going up 2. Let's see where we get that 2 from. Well, that's the two y coordinates added together and then halved. -3 add 7 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And that's where we get 3.52 from. So, in order to find a midpoint, you take the two x coordinates, x1 and x2, add them together and half it, and then you take the two y coordinates, y1 and y2, add them together and half it. I've made a bit of a mess of that diagram, so let's give you a clean example next. So again, we're going to use that formula of x1 plus x2, half it. That's how I find the x coordinate of the midpoint. And then y1, add y2, and half it. So in this example, we don't want that red line's in the wrong place. We've got -2, -3, and we've got 6, 4. So we want to go halfway between those 2 points. Well, let's use the formula. So the x coordinates, x1 is -2, and x2 is 6. So we're going -2 plus 6, and then dividing it by 2. Well, -2 plus 6 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that's my x coordinate figured out. And then the y coordinate, we're going to get y1 is -3, y2 is 4. So we'll add those together. -3 plus 4, that's 1. 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, or a half. Let's do it as a decimal. And let's just check that that looks about right. So we're going along 2, up a half. Is that halfway along my line? Looks pretty good to me. So you add the two x coordinates together, half it. Add the two y coordinates together, half it. Going halfway in the distance on the x, halfway in the distance on the y, and that's your midpoint. That's how to calculate it.